Sukkah, Perek Daled, Mishnah Vav. We've spoken previously about the mitzvah of taking the arova. This Mishnah continues and says, K'ma'aseu b'chol, just like this mitzvah was performed during the weekdays, Kach ma'aseu b'Shabbos, so it was performed on Shabbos, and as we've mentioned previously, when the seventh day of Sukkot fell on Shabbos, then they would also perform the mitzvah of the arova. Elo bat shoy malaktin oisoi me'erev yontif, me'erev Shabbos. They would gather the willows, the arovas, before Shabbos, not to carry it on Shabbos itself. On Erev Shabbos they would collect the arovas, umanichen oisam bigigiyos shel zohov, and they will place these arovas, as the Bartanura says, kelim shel zohov melei mayim. These were vessels of gold, full of water. Continues the Mishnah, kedei shelo yichmoshu, so that they shouldn't wither, they should remain fresh. The Mishnah then mentions the view of Rabbi Yochanan ben Beroka. Until now we've been discussing the mitzvah of taking the arova. Rabbi Yochanan ben Beroka Omer, he says they weren't arovas at all, but charios shel dekel hoyu meviim. Instead of taking the arovas, they would take branches of the palm tree. Says the Bartanura, Anofim shel dekel hoyu meviim bein b'chol bein b'Shabbos, whether weekday or on Shabbos, if it was the seventh day of Sukkot, they would take branches of the palm tree. V'lo arova, not the arova at all. And they would learn this, or Rabbi Yochanan ben Beroka learned this from the pasuk where it talks about taking the lulav. It says kapos tamorim, and kapos means palm branches in the plural. Shtayim, one was for the lulav, and one was for the mizbeach, placed around the mizbeach, for circling the mizbeach. The Tanna Kama, we've mentioned this before, kapos tamorim is written without the vav, and therefore they would learn, although it says kapos tamorim, kapos, it's really kapas tamorim, it's written without the vav, and therefore only one palm branch was taken, and that was for the lulav. There was, of course, the arova taken every day that we've been speaking about in the previous Mishnahs. Rabbi Yochanan ben Beroka disagrees. Rabbi Yochanan ben Beroka omer charios shel dekel hoyu meviim. Says the Bartanura, there weren't willows, arovas at all, but anofim shel dekel hoyu meviim bein b'chol bein b'Shabbos. Instead of taking arovas, they took branches of the palm tree, whether weekday or Shabbos, if it was the seventh day of Sukkot. V'lo arova, not the arova at all. D'chsiv kapos tamorim. The pasuk in Emad mentioning the lulav says kapos tamorim, and kapos is in the plural, palm branches. Achas the lulav, v'achas la mizbeach, and one for the mizbeach, instead of the arova. The Tanna Kama, however, as we've mentioned before, kapos is written without a vav. It could be read kapas tamorim, which means just one branch is taken, and that branch is used for the lulav. Continues the Mishnah. According to Rabbi Yochanan ben Beroka, they were taking the palm branch and not the arova. V'chovtin oison bakaka, they would beat this palm branch, the palm branches, bakaka on the ground, b'tzidei ha-mizbeach, on the side of the mizbeach. V'oisa hayom, and that day that they would be bringing the palm branches throughout Sukkot, Nikra was called Yom Chibut Charios, a day of beating of the palm branches, according, of course, to Rabbi Yochanan ben Beroika. The Bartanura concludes, Ve'ein halacha k'Rabbi Yochanan ben Beroika. The halacha is not like Rabbi Yochanan ben Beroika, but we do have the mitzvah of the arova, which is taken, as we've mentioned previously. That concludes the Mishnah.